uSports Central, Adam Deal, Charles Ashley taking you through Championship Friday and Saturday. Well, we talked about 3 games going on Saturday and Friday, Charles, and now the big one tonight at Rio Rancho High School. The Rams in their very first 6A championship game. Coach Bradley and company, the Mayfield Trojans, will make the trip from down south. They're familiar with this. And in fact, it was a year ago, Charles, where an extra point away from tying things up and maybe going into overtime with Las Cruces. Mayfield at the Field of Dreams in front of 30,000 people get their extra point blocked, and they end up losing to Las Cruces, their rival, by 1. That's on their minds right now as they prepare for this game tonight.
Painful memory. However, they're up against a team that has looked phenomenal the entire year. They're up against an offense that has 3 first-team All-State players. Not 3, they should have 4, but 3 on the offensive side as far as weapons. You have a team where your defense has risen to the task of stopping people after people said that your offense is the best thing about your team. The defense is performing. So I know Mayfield is hurting about last year, but this is not Las Cruces. This is a much better team that they're facing right now.
It is, isn't it? Rio Rancho has dominated this season. They're unblemished. They're 12-0, Charles. Before we break that down, let's just make sure that everyone understands. Yeah, everyone understands. Our wardrobe daily. It's provided by Suits Unlimited. They take care of us. They'll take care of you. Visit them on Manal, right across the street from Biles. Tell them that Charles Ashley, Adam Deal sent you, and we promise they'll hook you up because they hook us up.
They will hook you up. Great family, as I always say over there, the Garcia family. Steve Garcia, the president, takes really good care of us, loves the community, big supporter of all athletics, not just local athletics, but high school athletics. Great family, so go over there and say hello.
Okay, so it's all said. The Rio Rancho Rams are 12-0. The Mayfield Trojans are 11-1. It's 1 seed versus 2 seed. It's been a fantastic year. In fact, Mayfield's only loss, Charles, was to a good El Dorado team in double overtime from a 2-point conversion from Zach Gentry. Okay? So that's their only blemish all year. Rio Rancho's blown everyone out. Rio Rancho's closest game was against their rival, Cleveland. And the Storm, they beat them by 2. They were up big at half, and the Storm came kind of marching back. Besides that, Rio Rancho's handled everybody ridiculously, including Las Cruces twice and La Cueva, smashing of La Cueva, smashing of El Dorado. They've really been big time. Yeah,
they've been big time. This Mayfield team, I think that early loss kind of distorted people's thoughts and perceptions about them. It was a tough loss. Everyone, including ourselves, we knew how good Gentry would be in that El Dorado team, but it was hard to game plan for him. Not enough tape probably, but this team they're developed, they're growing, they're very tough to stop in the running game. So they can run the ball really well. But Rio Rancho, can Rio Rancho do this against that Mayfield team? Because Mayfield knows what's going to happen. They know they're going to pass this ball. They know the ball's going to get to Patterson. They know the ball's going to get to Lujan. They know the ball's going to get to Barreras. They know it's going to get even Adam Deal might catch a pass tonight.
I might jump down there.
That's how many weapons Easton Barrera has. That it's just ridiculous that the weapons they have, Adam. And I don't know if Mayfield can.
Here's the problem: is you see how much time that Barrera had there. Well, people say, well, blitz him. Well, when you blitz him, he just checks it down quickly to Angelo Lujan or Matt Jackson, and it's a touchdown. He can deliver strikes. He's got the touch pass, and he's got guys in the backfield that can open up the run game like this. Angelo Lujan, who's fantastic in every way. Their offense is as good as I've seen.
Yes.
And I remember watching the 2011 Cleveland Storm football team that went 13-0, setting records. This matches that. It definitely matches that. So it'll be interesting to see. God, every time I see that, I feel like he tears his ACL. It'll be interesting to see. I think the matchup here, though, in my opinion, and I want to see how Mayfield's defense will respond to Rio Rancho's offense, but I truly think the real matchup is Rio Rancho's defense against Mayfield's offense. And I said this yesterday, Charles. I think Kavika Johnson's got to throw it a little bit. I think he's got to toss that rock around a little bit.
No,
just to open things up for their running game. Am I right?
I agree. And this is what I think. If you're Coach Bradley, you're thinking, yeah, I know we can have a shootout, but it's a different type of scoring that these teams have been doing all year. Rio Rancho's going to throw the ball around, which sets up their run. Mayfield's going to run, and try to bust open the big plays on the ground. So I'm interested to see if Bradley will say, tonight, we're going to run the ball, but we're going to run a lot more clock off. We're going to keep that defense on the field a lot longer than they're accustomed to and make Rio Rancho's team earn every bit of every bit of the game. I would have to think so. I don't think they can put. They scored 60 points last year, Adam. last week
against El Dorado. They crushed them.
So if you're a coach, you got to be thinking, we can't put up 60. So Coach Bradley, I'm sure
I was going to say,
is going to put together
what do you think
something.
about that? Coach Bradley is no stranger to the state championship. In fact, that's all he does is get to the state championship, Charles. If he's not in the state championship at a minimum, it seems like it's been a depressing year for the Mayfield Trojans. I like Coach Bradley. I like the tradition Mayfield brings. I usually pick on the tradition side, or at least I've been raving about it. You know I'm not going to pick against my Rams. So I'm just going to get my score out there. Yeah, you know I'm going to go Rams 45-35. 45-35. I think a field goal and a touchdown. I think it's relatively close. I think the Rams always hold the lead throughout the game. And I'm going to go Rams. I think Barrera's going to throw for 4 scores. Angelo Lujan's going to score twice. I think it's just going to be a big day for Miguel Barreras and Brady Patterson. I think the offense rolls. And in the end, the defense takes care of business for Rio Rancho.
So you think Rio Rancho can stop this offense that we're about to check out?
Yes.
Mayfield, explosive. 3 guys in the backfield. Kavika Johnson running the ball. Payson Rogers, Isaac Vance. I was waiting for the reel to roll, but I guess it's not going to roll. There it is. The offense, these guys can run the ball really well. And I know that Rio Rancho is trying to hone in on it. So you have to assume that they're going to pass the ball, right? Can Kavika Johnson pass the ball for over 250 yards and 3 touchdowns? That type of stuff. Can he put that stat line up against them?
This is what I believe and I think will come to play, Charles, is I think Rio Rancho's defensive line is better than anybody in the state and their linebackers. And I think that I watched him shut Zach Gentry down, his running game down, and that complete running attack by El Dorado was really shut down, okay? And I think Rio Rancho showed this against La Cueva, that they have a tougher defensive and offensive line against La Cueva when they played them earlier in the season. That's why they blew them out 41-20. And so La Cueva was able to kind of hold this Mayfield offense. It kept them to 24 points and a late touchdown won it, Charles. So only 3 touchdowns, 3 scores for Mayfield. I think Rio Rancho's defense is better than La Cueva's. I think it'll come to play tonight.
Better than La Cueva's?
That's what I said. Keika Waters. I mean, come on. You got Miguel Barreras.
I've had respect for La Cueva's
on the
defense
outside.
the entire year. You know that. I was on the defensive bandwagon for them. I don't know. This is what I think. I'm going with Rio Rancho for this fact and this fact alone. I think the team's going to rally around their quarterback because he got snubbed. Yes, you want to win the state title, but now you got a little bit more motivation, a little bit more anger in your belly. And I think Eastern Brewer is going to come out and go off on these guys. 600 yards passing. You heard it here. 6 or 7 touchdowns.
600.
Yes, they're going to sling it around. They're going to sling it.
Okay, let me ask.
They're going to send a message. I can just feel it in my bones tonight, and you're going to be on the mic going crazy like, oh my goodness, yeah, 600 yards.
I'm going to keep it nice and neutral. I'm a professional about it. All right, I'm going to keep it nice and neutral calling this game tonight. So I don't want to hear any of that.
You're still going to go crazy.
All right.
If he passed for 600 yards.
I'm going to go crazy on both sides of it.
I know.
Okay? We all know Rio Rancho was my high school. That's my alum. But listen, I'm going to go Rio Rancho Rams just like you are. Let me ask you this. If it was at the Field of Dreams, would you change your pick?
No.
You wouldn't. So you would go Rio Rancho in the Field of Dreams?
Man,
I don't know if
you know
I
what?
would. See, I think that's how close it actually is with Kavika Johnson. Kavika Johnson does not want to lose 2 back-to-back state championships. Could you imagine what kind of pain you would have to go through?
Well, they're about to go through back-to-back
Come on back
pain.
here on uSports Central.
Back-to-back
Happy
pain.
State Championship Friday.